Hello and welcome back to This or That with Kobe and Dash, presented by Verizon Playoffs Edition.
Wow, we nailed it!
Woo!
Guy's too good. Give him a raise. Four best of fives this week.
Yeah,
Kobe.
it's a packed week. We are
Holy
starting
crap.
early, by the way. Tune in Thursday and Friday and on the weekend for all the playoff action.
Yes, I'm told we have 10 slides today, so we're going to try and get into them quickly and move fast. Also, next week's episode will come out sooner because of the 4 days of play, 2 weeks in a row. We're going to get our This or That next week out sooner for you. Let's get those slides rolling. We're going to start working through them. Also, just another shout out to Jeopardy who chimed in again. Love the idea of a Jeopardy challenge. We're already talking to producers about how to make that happen.
Which would be playing with an MMO mouse for pros,
exactly.
like versus...
I would love to just, one of us versus a pro with an MMO mouse would be fun.
Right,
we're going to try and make it happen. Let's get into it. All right, worst feeling from C9 versus CLG. Was it being trapped against the wall by a Trundle Pillar? Is it being run down by a Sivir with Lulu buffs? Or is it facing Jensen's Leblanc without flash?
The bug.
I think it's the bug.
Well, it's not even really a bug.
Oh, you're right,
It's a feature of creating terrain and having this small space where then you can't even move afterwards. That for sure is the worst feeling. Because also, this fight would have been close. Like, CLG could have done more than just steal the dragon.
Yeah.
All they did was steal the dragon and they had to leave because Luger, their AD carry, is just pinned against the wall with this traffic cone. Trundle Pillar placement.
Kobe nailed it. Let's get to the next slide.
All right, next one is, who was buffed more by the crowd on Sunday?
Well
Cloud9 won.
C9 won, yeah. I feel like the team that won, I guess, again, the argument then becomes about,
CLG crowd had more creative chants, though. They were coming up with all kinds of things. Yeah. They had this one where they were like, big dokes.
But
and then they did a bunch of other...
I don't know if I want to give them as much credit because Kangas was in the crowd.
Elias was in the crowd, too.
Was in the crowd, producer who's in our ears right now. Like, I don't know if I want to give them as much.
You're going to take away credit for them having all-stars? That's like, your team is too good. No credit for you.
The team liquid.
I'll give it to the CLG fans because they have been pent up for so long.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to come out of the shadows in years.
I'm going to stick with the team that won. got the bigger buff. We'll see, though, in the next set of series that those teams play.
That's my cue for I went too far back. I'm off my mark.
Is when you're tripping.
I stumble over the stairs.
What feels worse in a best of five? Losing 1-3, but the 3 losses were stomps, or losing 0-3, but all games
Stomps always feel way worse. I think this one is, we've had variations of this question before. I feel like that stomps are always the worst.
So I actually disagree here, but
you think so?
Yeah, well, no, stomps feel worse. I agree on that point. But in terms of, okay, 2 things. First, I think where your win comes.
I'm curious where you're going with
this. Well, I think where your win comes matters. In this case, win 1, lose 3 in stomps feels horrible. But lose 2 in stomps, get a nice win against your opponent, and then lose again. Literally, I think where it is on the timeline is going to affect just your psyche and the way that you think about the series. Losing 0-3, all games were close. You're right. Like, you're going to think about, like, well, it was close. That's the redeeming aspect of it. But at the end of the day, people are going to see an 0-3 scoreline and see that you guys shut out. And ultimately, over time, I think that's the thing that gets burnt into people's brain, is just that it was a 3-0, not that it was that close.
So I actually for the history books look of...
Well, and I think the way that I, as a person, would think about it over time, the 0-3 would eat at me more. The fact that I got shut out. At least here I showed that I can win.
Just know.
There I never showed that I can win.
Just know, either way, you're the loser.
Thanks. Thanks, Kobe.
Next slide.
That's friendship right there.
Veterancy is more valuable in a Game 5. Aphromoo.
Oh,
Aphromoo for sure.
What?
So I would say the arguments for Maple are, of course, Flash Wolves. But in North America, Aphromoo has done so much with so many different teams and different young AD carries. I feel like that it has got to be it, especially because the communication is just so clean and easy.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. That's hands down Aphromoo on that one. I don't think that one's too hard to call.
I know. We got to give credit to the Flash Wolves, though.
Well, again, I said if you said at Worlds, then I'm actually taking Maple.
And even if you went with the MSI argument angle, Aphromoo made it.
You're right. You're right. See, there you go. All right, who needs to be the standout for Golden Guardians versus CLG? Is it going to be Licorice, River, or Blaze? I think it has to be River. I'm like, and maybe that's just me attributing it to the fact that
somebody better stand out, or else they're going to get 3-0.
That's true. I mean, yeah, that's why somebody does, but I think the person who does is River, and I don't know if I'm attributing this to the fact that he's the pickup. And so I'm putting the onus on him.
They just paid a lot of money.
You paid a lot of money, so yeah, you got to step up. I think that's why. But ultimately, I believe that if he does, these two also just look and perform better. Yeah. And so that's why.
That's the kind of jungler he is, for sure.
So that's why I think it has to be him, because then the solo laners.
I'll go Ablazeolive then, because I'm waiting for his time to shine again. I was hyped up on the rookie season.
I want him to pop off.
I want part 2.
Let's go. Let's get a 5-game series.
If Riot were to announce another game with League IP, which would you prefer? League Kart, like Mario Kart, basically. Super League Party, a Mario Party. Or City Sim. So basically, Sim City. Yeah, I came up with that one myself.
City Sim.
It depends if this is more like Civilization game.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I was like,
if this was Civilization, I would go for this. For sure.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, yeah, is this just a City Skylines, a city builder, or is it a Civilization-esque
where
type
you actually
game?
have war?
Because it says City Sim, I'm thinking it's a city builder, in which case I'm going to say no to that because I'll use the MMO to explore the worlds of Runeterra, but then I'm going to go Super League Party because with 150 champions, there's so many unique little abilities and mini games that I think could be come up with. And so I think that the League IP is kind of like ripe for,
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Because also, the League Kart is basically just going to be Mario Kart with different skins.
Exactly. That's pretty much it, right?
I agree.
Yeah. So, boom. There we go. Alrighty. Get on it, Riot. If a team were to 3-0, which team would you bet sweeps? Is it going to be Team Liquid or 100 Thieves? Oh, so against each other. Yeah. Who would be more likely to sweep? Okay, who would be more likely to sweep? It's going to be 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think they're more likely to win the whole thing.
Well, okay, spoiler alert. I actually predicted TL in this. We talked about this on G4 yesterday. But yeah, I actually predicted TL to win in 3-2 fashion. I do think they're going to get it done. I don't think this is a 3-0.
Either way.
0% chance in my mind that it's a 3-0. But I think actually what's funny is I'm predicting TL to win, but I think if somebody was going to 3-0, it'd be 100 Thieves. Because I think they have the better chance of looking just so clean, right? Like on the day. TL will make mistakes here.
My argument is they won both games in the regular season this split.
I realize I'm picking way against the curve on that. For sure.
Where does Cloud9 have the advantage versus Evil Geniuses? Is it in the bottom lane, mid lane, or they don't have it? I like that. I like that. For me, if there was a lane where they do have the advantage, it would be the Berkserker argument. I think that the hottest argument is Berkserker versus Danny. The AD carry argument right now.
Yeah.
And
the problem I have with this is that it is just the AD carry that they're talking. Like, I want to involve the supports. And that's why I think EG is the better bot lane. But I agree. I think Berkserker is a better AD carry, straight up, than Danny.
Also, I didn't say that.
No, I know.
You agree.
Oh, sorry. So I'm sorry to have agreed to something you didn't say. I do think Berkserker is a better ADC. So I guess I'll say that that's where Cloud9 has an advantage in the ADC position. I unfortunately think that the reality is because of how strong Vulcan is, Danny gets propped up just a little bit. Like, I'd still say Danny is number 2 in the league.
Man.
But,
yeah. I mean, so I was going to say Berkserker also. I would say that.
It's not.
It's either that.
Nope.
It's not nope.
I can't allow myself to say it. You know?
I like that you're doing
I refuse.
No.
I mean,
I'm gonna go Berkserker.
Yeah, impact over.
I'm gonna go Berkserker. Okay, the JoJo, the mid lane votes for All Pro were actually really close too.
Again, Jensen in his peak games does look better, but he's way less consistent than JoJo's been this split.
Yeah, lot of variations so far.
All right, will any other supports be brave enough to bring Ashe Support? I think
Ashe
others are brave enough, yes.
So Ashe Support has actually played a lot with Imperial mandates.
Right.
It's just not as often, you go lethality with the Umbreglaive, rush.
Yeah, and depending on the team,
the way that Sven played it was a lot more aggressive than normal.
Absolutely. But yeah, so to answer this though, absolutely other supports will be brave enough. It's more about is the right situation presenting itself to be played. All right, cool. Last slide. Who sustained the worst injury during stunt training? This comes from ZeeCurlGirl. I can answer this one. It was Kobe.
Okay.
I think some of my injuries were funnier, like my faceplant. It's just like a funny moment. Kobe definitely had the most debilitating injury. Which foot was it?
Yeah, so this ankle in the elevator fight scene, so he got dinged before, but in the elevator fight scene, I could no longer put any pressure on this. I couldn't use this ankle for basically a week. This one, funnily enough, my wrist injury, which was first, has lasted longer. This one is still a problem. Maybe that's because I'm a gamer.
Because we're gaming,
my wrists are always
never recovering.
Kind of messed up. My ankle has recovered now, although I do need to do ankle mobility stretches and stuff.
Basically, we both learned about a lot of...
I was hopping around like this. I had to have people like moving me around for the last scene. Yeah. I was scared though, because you were talking about your tendon.
So I think mine didn't get as bad as it could have. So mine had potential to be the worst if it actually tore. Because that would probably need
I'm fresh. You want to go again?
No, I don't. Because I did leg day today. Get away from me. No, because that would probably if that actually tore would need surgery. But luckily it didn't get that bad. Mine were just funny and stupid.
We're all better now.
We're all good.
No permanent injuries, except for little brain damage.
Yeah.
But you won't notice this. Tune in this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Boom. 4 days. What time?
1 p.m. all days, I think.
1 p.m. all day.
Same start time all day.
Look at us go!
That
means our sleep schedules are consistent. That's the biggest win. All right, we'll catch you this week.